Just for more?
Oliver Twist, one of my favorite shows as a young girl. I probably was Oliver's age, if not younger, when I saw this show. I remember how much it moved me as such a young girl, how I never knew about orphanage or hunger. Hunger affects everyone worldwide, from generation to generation, from all different ages. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey Zouzas. Here I am live at the Merrimack Valley Food Bank in Lowell. Wait until you hear what a phenomenal organization this is and how proud I am to be part of this organization. I am the new Director of Development here. Wait until you see. Their motto here is, help us, help others. Stop hunger. Today I am here with a well-known diva, Sue Ellen O'Neill. How are you, Sue Ellen?
I'm very well, thank you.
And you are the program manager here, and you also do summer lunch for the mobile pantry, correct?
I do summer lunches. It's one of the 9 programs of the Merrimack Valley Food Bank.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain that program?
The summer lunch program, the food bank serves in 13 sites this past summer, and in the sites we served 11,006 lunches.
Amazing, isn't that? We have a few more things that we want to talk about with the mobile pantry. Tell me a little bit about this huge brown bag.
Well, I explained to you earlier that our volunteers will put these bags together according to the dietary restrictions and the preferences of our clients. And each month the clients will receive this, and they also receive a fresh and a frozen bag. It amounts to about 35 pounds of food, and the clients can prepare 28 to 30 meals from that. And this time of the year, because of Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays that are coming up, we do send out additional Christmas and Thanksgiving bags to the clients so that they can have those types of foods too.
Okay, here we are back at the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. I am with Jackie, and we're still in the mobile pantry. How are you, Jackie?
Very good, and you?
Good. Please tell me your name and where you're from.
My name is Jackie McDonough, and I live at in Lowell, on Bridge Street.
Now, you've been here with the food bank how long?
19 years.
Oh, my goodness. And how you love it?
I love it.
Yes. What made you get involved, Jackie?
I started as a volunteer.
Wow.
and everything else, and then I came into working part-time.
Wow. And how long you been working part-time?
19, I'd say 19 years.
Goodness. So how have you seen the changes here at the food bank?
Oh, big time. When I first went to the mobile pantry or whatever, there was probably 50 to 60 people.
Wow.
And now there's about, what, like she said,
448
people.
Yeah. It's
so
amazing.
It's a real big change. And like Sue Ellen said, our volunteers are wonderful, and without them, we wouldn't be here.
No, you're right. So Debbie, how are you?
I'm great, Dacey. Thank you so much for those kind words.
Well, tell us a little bit first who you are, where you're from, just in case the viewers don't know you, but I know everybody does know you.
Well, originally I'm from Dracut, and I didn't move too far, crossing the bridge to Lowell, where I live with my husband and my son, Adam. And I've been here with the food bank for a little over 4 years, where I love to come to work every day. So here we are in our sorting area, and we welcome volunteers here every day, well, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 and 3, large groups, small groups, individuals, and they're really necessary to what we do, because without them we couldn't sort the hundreds of thousands of pounds of food that are donated to us each year. So from this area, once the food is all sorted, it will end up on our shelves. And that's where the pantries, the meals program, shelters, group homes, the organizations we serve will gather the food that they need and bring it back and stock their shelves, where it's then distributed to the families in need.
Today, we are with a well-respected woman here, Eileen. She is our grants manager. Very kind woman, very classy, very, very smart. I don't know if a lot of you know what a grant manager does, but all I know is that they make a lot of money for the company. Correct, Eileen? How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, Dacey. Yeah, my responsibility is to raise money through grants from corporations and foundations, and it involves doing research to try to find the right match of the companies and dealing with their focus and their interest in giving money away to different nonprofits.
Now, Eileen, tell me, say your last name. I always
Cronauer,
Cronauer. Now, how long have you been with the company?
7.5 years. And we, the grant money is about 40% of the total funding that we receive here at the food bank, and the other funding includes our fundraising events and other individual donations from corporations through direct mail and individual donations.
Welcome back to the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we are with another well-known diva out there making a difference, Tammy Dubois. Tammy, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Tammy, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit where you're from, honey.
I grew up in Drake-it. I live in Lowell. I have 3 children.
You're a wonderful mom.
I've been working at the food bank going on 4 years now, and I really love what I do here.
Tell us, what is your title here?
Member Services Representative and Program Coordinator.
I call her Cagney, and I'm Lacey, because one day I jumped in her truck, and the big food bank truck, and we went on a great field trip. We went out to Lawrence, and I actually learned quite a bit. But this woman does not stop here from morning to night, and I admire her. Every time I come in here, she's an inspiration in my life, because being a single mom is not easy. I see you with your children, and you work. She's running around here all day long. So behind here, tell us a little bit about a program that was established, Operation Nourish.
Currently we serve 12 schools, 7 schools. We drop bags off twice a month to 7 different schools. In 6 different schools, I drop food off once a month to either the nurse or the guidance counselor.
Right. And these are the bags that are set up?
Yes, these are the bags that we have. And there's 2 milk, 2 juice, 2 cereal, 1 fruit cup, an applesauce, a big box of macaroni and cheese, a big can of sauce, a pound of pasta, and 2 crackers. It's not a ton of food, but it's supplemental to help the children get through the weekend, because some of the kids, their last meal is lunch on Friday.
So this will hold them over, like you said, over the weekend. Right. And we are in 12 schools, and it's a phenomenal program.
It really is. I mean, we started with the Lincoln School in 2011, I believe, and now we're up to 12 different schools. It's just growing leaps and bounds. I mean, we'd love to serve every school, but there's funding issues and what have you, so we're getting there.
And last week, during Thanksgiving, tell us about the beautiful baskets that you delivered to the schools.
We received, again, this is the 2nd year from iBasis, 24 beautiful Thanksgiving baskets with everything you could possibly need in them, from salt and pepper shakers to spoons to, your food that you need, and games for the kids, and gift cards, and of course the turkey. But there was an internal competition, and each team member through iBasis, they tried to outdo one another, so they really did a fabulous job. The baskets were beautiful.
Welcome back to the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. Hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we are with a great, phenomenal group of men here. They run the whole warehouse. They are extremely, extremely kind men. They make a huge difference, not only in the warehouse here, but on the exterior. So first, I'd like to interview our little Mexican.
Yes.
Ah, Tony.
From Mexico,
Tony is actually a missionary. This is Tony Luna.
We take the mic, huh? Yeah, it's good.
Take the mic. Everyone takes the mic. That's okay.
I don't know where to start, because I left Kansas to come and help people that needed assistance and stuff. So being here at the food bank has just elevated my reason of coming here, because in being here, I know the final effect of where all this food goes, because I personally seen where it goes, being director of a food pantry in a very poor section of Lowell. So I get to see where this food goes, and the smile on the faces of the families and the individuals that receive it, and the big thank yous that you receive from doing it. Because a lot of the individuals coming in for food don't have any idea what goes on behind the curtains of a food bank or a food pantry. There is a lot of work that entails and involved in being not only the manager of the warehouse here, But I just want to say, too, that without these two guys and the guy behind you there, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that we do here. The work is hard, it's physical, but it's also very enjoyable. And Dacey had an opportunity to walk with me a couple days, and she got to see firsthand all the work that's entailed and to meet some of the agencies that come here. And those are the guys that are in the trenches, and women that are in the trenches, you know, doing the lifting and the loading and unloading to bring the food to the people who need it. So it's just really a fantastic job. I love what I do. I really love what I do. Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Sure.
Okay, here we are with Anthony. Anthony also works with Tony in the warehouse, and Anthony does food rescue, right, Anthony?
Yes, yes. Well, mainly my job here is to run the trucks. I take care of the food rescuing, basically picking up the donations from grocery stores, making those drop-offs at shelters, dropping off at domestic shelters, homeless shelters, or rehabilitation shelters. It's really a rewarding job here. You really get a feel for what happens when we actually deliver it to these people who are actually in need. There's this I don't know how to describe it. It's just this air about them. They're genuinely happy or happier for having a function like this. This organization does a great deal of work. As Tony had said earlier, it's an extremely hard job. It's nonstop. I mean, there isn't a day where we don't have a truck coming in or we don't have donations or an event going out. Since I've been here, it's been, I don't know how to put it, it's probably been one of the most gratifying fields I've ever worked in. So, and I couldn't have been happier to be a part of this function.
Thank you, Anthony. And Anthony loves to cook, too. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, since I started only for a few months here, I have to say Jamie is a phenomenal person here. He works very, very hard in the warehouse with Tony and Anthony. Always a smile on his face. He actually set my office up, my desk, when I first came, and you just really a very good person. I love his hat. My Aunt Pauline made this hat for him. So.
Thank you, Aunt Pauline.
And Jamie, tell me, how does it feel volunteering here at the food bank?
It's great. I love it. Yeah. It changed my life, actually.
It did? In what way?
Because I started here volunteering because I got in trouble, and now I'm not in trouble no more.
Right.
So.
Good. So do you feel that this is good for people to volunteer that maybe might have lost their way to make their way back?
Yes. It is, yes.
Okay. I don't know. Well, I wanted to thank you, Jamie. You're a good soul. All right. Now we're going to walk through the warehouse with the head honcho here and just tell them a little bit about more what's going on here. All right. Now we are fortunate. We have a great volunteer, Jesse, which I've heard a lot about you, and he's with Lowell High School. How are you, honey?
I'm doing really good.
How did you get involved with the food bank?
I got involved by Upward Bound. They told me to come volunteer for, let's say, for 2 hours for a week. And I started gradually liking the food bank. So in August, I decided to come every day because I loved it so much. Wow. And I started working with Tony, and it was great. He was a great mentor, helping me with the food bank, explaining all the things, like where the food's going, who am I helping. It really drove me, motivated me, like, wow, I'm actually making a difference. A kid from Lowell making a difference is pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
And how important is that for children your age, well, young adults, to get out there and make a difference?
Oh, it's very important. You can't be, I'm saying, like, you can't be selfish. You gotta be always helping out others, help people in the community. Don't be self-centered, help others, be a reach to others.
Well, thank you, Jesse, and thank you for making a difference. I wish you the best of luck with school. Debbie, tell us a little bit about what you do here.
Okay, I'm actually the bookkeeper, but I started it's over 9 years ago. So when I first started, there weren't as many of us here. So we all wore different hats. So I started out as member services, and then our bookkeeper retired, and then I went part-time bookkeeper, member services. That grew too big. So I kept some of the things that I did previously, working with the agencies as far as our federal food, our state food. So I keep track of the shipments coming in and the paperwork for the shoppers. I do that, and then accounts receivable, accounts payable. So.
And tell us a little bit about, we just talked about like with the MeFAP programs, with the groceries. And
okay, right. One of the programs of the MeFAP, which I should not use acronyms, it's Massachusetts Food Assistance Program, Emergency Food Assistance Program. And we get a stipend to purchase food. But one of the neat things that I really like about it is the fact that every dollar that we get to purchase produce has to be from a mass-grown farm. So all of that money is given to mass farmers and, you know, goes to our clients. So I'm really happy about that coming from that type of a background.
we are wrapping up. We're at the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful organization out there making a difference. We saved the best for last. We have Amy, our executive director. How are you, Amy?
I'm very well, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about who you are for the viewers. Where you're from?
I'm from the Greater Lowell area. I grew up in Chelmsford, Lowell, Dracut, and Tingsboro. So I was educated locally, and my passion is this area. I've always loved my work in Lowell, volunteering, and being educated here and being part of the community is really what I dreamed of. And my career before the food bank was on the road. I have a marketing background, and my territory was out west in Fitchburg and Sturbridge and up north in southern New Hampshire. And
Right.
I always loved being here with my friends in Lowell and business associates and partners in the community.
And you said, I know that you did rental cars, correct?
Yes, I was a marketing manager at Enterprise Rent-A-Car
Right.
for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And I was on the board of directors here at the food bank. I started as a volunteer.
Right. How many years ago?
That was close to 20 years
Wow.
ago that I started as a volunteer, and I was on the board of directors, recording secretary, until I was hired here at the food bank, which was 12 years ago on December 2nd.
Wow.
And it's my favorite job so far.
Right.
I get to use the marketing education and experience that I've had and work in the community that I love and help people who are just like us,
Right.
just like people watching, who need help because of certain circumstances.
That's great, Amy. Now tell us, what have you seen through the years? Like the business has gotten so huge now. So why has it, from 5 years ago, why has it rapidly gotten huge? From 36,000 people you're feeding here to 70,000 people. Why is there such a need?
We are astounded at the increase in the number of people that are being served, and we feel so honored and privileged to be able to serve them. And there are a couple of reasons for that huge increase, the doubling of the people served. And one is that the economy in certain circles and things that you read and indicators show that the economy is improving.
Mm-hmm.
But there are still people out there, because of the cost of living
Right.
and because
Sad.
of certain circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
including accident, illness, injury, being unemployed or underemployed,
Mm-hmm.
that can dramatically affect a household budget.
Right.
And those financial obligations remain the same.
Right.
People still need to pay rent or mortgage
Mm-hmm.
and a car payment if they're fortunate enough to drive a car,
Right.
and then to put gas in the car. And interestingly enough, right now a gallon of gas is less than a gallon of milk.
I know, it's amazing.
And the cost of food tends to fluctuate wildly depending upon weather in certain parts of the world, which is why we love the fact that we're able to offer locally produced
yes.
food, locally grown food to our member agencies. And another reason that we're able to serve double the people is because people are generous, they're giving, and people watching, chances are, have supported their local food pantry
Right.
or supported the food bank. And because of them, we're able to offer food, nutritious food to seniors, children, working families, veterans.
Right. That's disabled. That's fabulous. Have great programs that we talked about. We went through the warehouse. So let's talk maybe about a little, maybe woman issues. You're a single mom.
Yes.
Now, how can you balance working here and taking care of your young daughter, Sophia? How do you find the balance, do you think?
It's definitely challenging, and fortunately we have a great team here, and we all support each other. We feel like when one of us has a new addition to the family, like Tammy Gagnon, our CFO, who just adopted a young man from Haiti, and when you sadly lost your aunt recently, we all feel like a family. So that is really what has helped me get through some difficult and challenging times. And the thought of being able to provide support to families like my own, and I also have my aging mother living with us, and she's a tremendous help. And the thought of people like them that don't have the support systems that I do really keeps me going. And all of the connections that we've made in the community are really an incredible way to share our story, and we feel like we have a unique benefit because we're a connector to other agencies in the community. We connect people who call here that don't really know the food bank and food pantry relationship. They think that they can get food here, but we spend time on the phone with them and we let them know, if you live in Westford, for example, you can go to the Westford Food Pantry or the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry at St. Catherine's Church.
In Westford,
And it is, you know, a lot of nights and weekends activities that we do in order to get the support that we need. We need to attend events that don't always take place during work hours. And again, fortunately, I have my mom to help with childcare, and I've been so fortunate to be able to share stories and our work here with Sophia, because she will in turn share it with her friends. We've had her friends volunteer with us here in the warehouse and in neighborhood food drives, and together we can share the mission, share stories about people that get help from places like the food bank and our members. And every person has the opportunity to help, whether it's donating some of their time, donating financially, and donating food.
Now, tell us a great story since you've been here in the 20 years. Was there some story that stuck out in your mind since you've been here?
Some people that have had to turn to a food pantry have pride, and I can't blame them at all. I don't know that I would be so forthcoming if I had to turn to somebody for help, but we need to share with people that they can help in turn other people. Even if they go to a food pantry or use the services of one of our partner agencies. So we asked one of our member agencies, a food pantry, to ask a guest to speak. And this pantry said, oh, we have the perfect person. He's a volunteer. And he started coming to the food pantry. And now he wants to give back. He wants to help.
That's nice.
And he shared his story in front of a room of almost 100 people, which he didn't realize that was going to be the setup, the forum. And he wasn't sure what to expect.
That was spaghetti dinner, I remember you telling me, yes.
And he has a prosthetic leg, and he forgot to bring the leg. But he stood up at that podium and shared his story and said, it's people like me that because of the help of the food pantry and the food bank, and because of your help in the legislature, I'm able to get food and in turn help. And every time that we hear of a person that has reached out for help and then in turn has volunteered, it's so heartwarming. And then conversely, we've had a family the mom had conducted a food drive every year as part of her PTO duties at a local school, and every year she would say, oh, we did the food drive, come get it and speak to the assembly, and then a couple of months later, after the last time she conducted a food drive, she asked for help from our mobile pantry because she's she suffers from a debilitating illness, and her husband is wheelchair bound, and they have at the time young children. So it can happen to anybody really that people need help with food, and it's such a basic it's such a basic human need, and there's plenty of food to go around. It's just a matter of getting it to people, which is why we love the fact that we have our community market and we can bring the food to where people live.
Where do you see yourself here in 5 years? I mean, you're growing out bursting.
We are.
So where do you think the food bank will go in 5 years, Amy? What?
The way I see the future of the food bank is the people. You've been working with us for a few months now, and viewers got to meet most of our team members. I envision more of a depth in our organization as far as the team members that we'll need to continue the growth, to continue accommodating the growth. And I envision defined departments and being a well-oiled and efficient manager and distributor of food, nutritious food to people.
Nutritious food, that is important. If you had a magic wand, Amy, what would you wish for the young women out there today in this type of environment?
For the women that are struggling with building a life for themselves, for raising a family, I wish and hope and pray for them that they find a mentor, someone who they can emulate, and somebody to take them under their wing. And I think in so many cases, if a young woman has somebody like that they can look up to, whether it be a family member, a neighbor, a teacher, then they can learn survival skills. And survival means so many different things. It means having enough food to eat and a roof over your head, but also to be able to sustain yourself. And for the people that are watching that want to know how they can help, again, there are so many ways that people can help. And I'll use that term connector again, because at the food bank we are partners with so many organizations, for-profit, non-profit companies, individuals and families that all have the tools that can be used to help make a better life for our neighbors and to help people move forward with their lives. And everybody, I believe, wants to be able to make it on their own. I'm not confident that there are a number of people out there that really want to be reliant upon assistance, but it's there, and I hope that people watching, if they know of somebody that can use help, that they encourage them to reach out, and then they can in turn volunteer, like that gentleman Jim that I told the story about, and they can also share their stories, and help people realize that they're not the only ones that are going through struggles.
Okay, thank you, Amy.
Thank you.